with our investment challenges. So if you are in the beginning or in the middle, or really are an expert in your investment journey, find out more. There's always space to learn more. So you can go to schools.jsc.co.za. And for those of you who will be joining us tomorrow, that's university.jsc.co.za. So, Ralph, we've got 3 portfolios when it comes to the school challenge. Break it down, please.
Yeah, so for the income game, you've got your income portfolio, which focuses really just on the top 40 companies.
Yes.
You've got the equity game, which is the top 160 companies on the JSE.
Yes.
And that's basically from the all share index, which we'll be discussing a little bit later. And then you've got the speculator game, and that focuses on all the companies that are on the JSE, plus minus around 350 companies.
What's so exciting for those of you who are watching, we're going to have a breakdown of our annual and monthly winners later on the show. So do stay tuned. But for me, what I love about this game is the prizes. Let's talk about the prizes for a second, please, Rolf.
Yeah. So basically, the different prizes that we have up for grabs, we've got both a monthly prize as well as the annual prizes. So you've got 2,000 Rand for the top team, or it's a 3,000 inclusive of the school and teacher.
Teachers, yes.
You've got your annual prizes for the different teams. And that's really first prize, second prize, all the way up to fifth prize. And we're going to be announcing these annual winners at the end of September, towards the end of September, which is really exciting. And again, there's 16,000 Rand for the top team. And, the prizes are all categorized first all the way up to fifth prize. So there's a lot of prizes up for grabs. And we're looking forward to being able to announce those winners coming soon. So please, those that are following us, make sure that you do watch out on Facebook for that big event that will be taking place. But today is all about the monthly winners and what they've done and achieved today.
You hold it from Ralph himself, school prizes up to the value of 100,000 Rand, 180,000 Rand. If that doesn't get you motivated, I don't know what will. So I think that, Ralph, please, can you give all of us who are watching just a refresher on the registration process and the fact that you can still register?
Yeah, so it is we're going into the last month of the competition.
Yeah.
But to those who want to still go and test this platform out and be able to learn a little bit, maybe you're prepping for even next year, you're not going to qualify for the annual game, but you're still able to go and play. You can win the monthly prize. There is a monthly prize still up for grabs, so you can go and play. All you do is click on the website schools.jsc.co.za,
Yes.
go and click on register, and type in your school name, find it, enter your details with your 4 members in your team, click register, and you can immediately start playing.
Okay, so for those of you who are watching, we're here to celebrate this month's school monthly winners, and that'll be our 2-time monthly winner, Nicholas Bowers from Redham House in Durbanville, representing his team, Profits of Profit. I really have to say that slowly. Profits of Profit. I love you. We're going to talk about this later. Say hi, Nicholas. We're going to chat to you later.
Hi.
Fantastic. And he is the winner of the Speculator portfolio. And then this is the second time this particular school has won, and that's Mpumelelo Secondary School. And you know us at the JSE Investment Challenge, we'll do anything to make the show go on. As we all know, COVID has sometimes interrupted our plans, but nevertheless, we continue with the show. We've got our own personal crew who are in Goederede in Mpumalanga to visit our MP Stars winners, and that is Ingane Nokubonga Buddha no Patience Kabindi. Molweni Dumelang. Hello, girls. It's so great to have you on the show. Bulisani. It's so good. We're going to hear from both Nicholas, and that is from Profits of Profit, and Nokubonga No Patience later on, and those are from MP Stars. We're so excited to chat a little bit later to the winners and see their team strategies and just get to know them a little bit better. But rounding up this segment of the show, what's our topic for today, Rolf?
Yeah, so I thought today we would be talking about indices and the all share index as an example. I think it's something that's the public, everyone out there will often see and hear about and hear these names, but not understand what exactly are they. And I think it's quite an important thing to be able to assist everyone out there.
This is why I love this program. This is why I love this initiative by the JSE, because we're forever learning, and it's a journey of consistent learning and bettering your game, if I'd like to put it. So we're going to talk about later about the JSE indices. And just to wrap up the segment on a good note, don't forget we've got the JSE very special hamper to that person who is engaged in the show, and they will be randomly selected. Okay, everybody, see you in a bit. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the JSE Investment Challenge, the Schools Challenge, let me remind you. And I'm right here with you as the temperature warms up. I think we're warming up right here in studio as we get to know more about how you can become a better investor. I'm not alone in this adventure and this journey of a lifetime. I'm here with Ralph Spears. Hi, Ralph. How's it?
Hi, Chloe. Hello to everyone that's watching today. Hope you get a lot of questions for us.
And of course, we wouldn't be here because of our school winners, school monthly winners, let me reiterate that. And that is MP Stars from Mpumelelo Secondary School, and that's Nokubunda. And Patience, where are the ladies? Yes, they are here. Wonderful to hear from you and to see you. And just a slight reminder that our crew, our JSE Investment crew, is right there in Goederene in Mpumalanga, live with these special winners, because we won't let lockdown and we won't let COVID stop the show. And our other winner from Reading House is Nicholas Bowers, and his team is Profits of Profits. Hello, Nicholas.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. And yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. So this is the time of the show where I really just want to hang out and get to know our winners so we can all just get to know one another a little bit better. We'll start off with you, Nicholas. I see that you are a Star Wars fan. Does that help you in your investing?
No, it's just
Do you have
I
some?
enjoy the franchise itself, and it's one of those things which I can share with my friends and talk about and laugh about. So
Do
I
you,
wouldn't say it helps with investing in the game, but it helps like stay sane during lockdown.
I think it's some Jedi mind tricks you're pulling there with your team, huh? Okay, tell us more about yourself. So this is your second time winning the monthly winner, and that's Nicholas. Um, how is it being a champion, a two-time champion? Tell us a little bit about being in Durbanville and how COVID and lockdown has been treated you.
Well, when it comes to like you said first, we've won twice now. This is our second time
Yep.
winning the monthly prize in our speculator portfolio.
Yes.
And it is a good feeling to know that we are winning and we're doing well. But it's also somewhat stressful that we have to now keep this performance going and defend our top position.
Absolutely. And how did you become interested in this whole world of investing?
Well, our business studies teacher had a poster for this competition in her classroom.
Yeah.
So I noticed this poster and asked a couple of my friends, hey, do you all want to do this? It seems like it'd be fun. They all agreed, and we then asked our teacher, and she said she could register us. And so we registered.
And the rest they say is history. Tell us about your
Exactly.
tell us about I'm watching you and your Jedi mind tricks, young man. Tell us about the Prophets of Profit. I love that name. It's so powerful and it's present and it just gives you a mindset of being a winner, a prophet of profit. I love it. Tell us more about that. Yeah, very cool.
So when we were registering for the competition,
Yeah.
we bounced names off each other and researched like what these names could have like other connections to.
Yeah,
So I came up with the name Prophets of Profit for our
love it.
team,
Love it.
and they all seemed to like it and agreed with me on it. And we then registered with that name. Afterwards, we then Googled, okay, what would this name mean? Is there anything to do with it? And we found an article from The Guardian from 2002, which talked about famous traders such as Warren Buffett, George Soros, and Al Walid, and how they have such a great impact on the global markets.
We're going to learn so much from you today. I can just feel it. It's that Jedi thing, I tell you, and I'm not going to let this down. You're going to wear this out this whole episode because I'm also a Star Wars fan. Just tell us a little bit about Redham House in Durbanville. Tell us about your school.
Well, it's a relatively new school, so to say. Our high school campus
Yeah.
was built only like 4 years ago, I believe. Yeah, 4 years ago. And it is in a really nice location. The school has a great view over the surrounding area. And the teachers there are friendly. They're willing to help students if they are struggling with work, even if it means staying maybe like a few hours after school even. And we are a relatively small school, so everyone in our grade knows each other and somewhat gets along, I'd say.
What other interests do you have besides investing? And lastly, give a shout out to your teammates, give a shout out to your teachers, give a shout out to people in your school. But firstly, what other interests or hobbies do you have besides from being a really, really good investor?
Well, I am a musician and
Wow.
I know how to play the piano,
Yes.
keyboard,
Yes.
and I have dabbled in the guitar. I'm not the best at it, but I can play it somewhat.
You see, creatives can also be great investors. And give a shout out to you people at Redham High.
So I'll give a shout out to obviously the rest of my teammates,
Yes.
Connor, Victor, and Zia, our teacher that entered us in the competition, Mrs. Swart, and everyone else at the school, I'd say.
Okay, we'll be back to you. Thank you. I love your spirit and I love your mind. We're going to dabble into that a little bit later. Thank you so much, Nicholas. Now let's go
No
to the
problem.
girls. From Mpumalelo Secondary School. Ninjani ngane? Niyaphila? How are you today? Congratulations on your win. Are you happy? Okay, tell us a little bit more about your name, MP Stars. How did that name come about? Can you hear me, girls? So tell us about MP Stars. I think that may be just a technical glitch because I can't hear the girls. Ralph, can you hear the girls? Am I on my own here?
Unfortunately not. We cannot hear the girls as well.
Okay, so I think let's continue with the conversation. Maybe our team will be able to sort that out. Let's not forget that it is a live broadcast from Goederede in Mpumalanga. So along with that comes its own challenges and testing points, but the show must go on. So Ralph and Nicholas, I'm with you two. So Ralph, tell us about how the winners are determined. Well, we've got Ralph live and kicking on our show.
Happy with that. So basically, the winners for the income game is really you got to get above 5,000 rand in growth and get the highest income amount for the month.
Yes.
For the equity and speculator, you just got to get the highest return for that month.
Yes.
And it's a game calendar month. It's not from the 1st to the 31st. So we've got certain dates they can find on the website.
Yes.
And that's how we determine the monthly winners.
Okay, you know what? Now that I've unpacked a lot of Nicholas's challenges and hobbies and his Star Wars fanatism, but why he's such a great winner, I'm going to hand it over to you to talk to him about his team trading strategies. So it's over to you, Nicholas and Rolf.
Great, Nicholas. It's a pleasure to being able to talk to you for the second time this year on this platform. And really, you obviously are doing something right. I've looked at your team both, and we're going to be looking at the charts a little bit later, as far as who's leading. But you on both equity and speculator top positions,
Wow.
in the top 3 at least. And really, it's clearly you're doing something really well. And if you can just remind the listeners, those who did not watch the show the first time, what is it that your team does that on how you guys go about selecting your shares?
So our team strategy is that we identify shares linked to commodities whose price is influenced by global events. For example, if there's a trade war between 2 nations, or if there's a pandemic, or if global financial policies have shifted slightly.
Okay, so that's leading on to that. So you're obviously looking at commodities, you say. So have you been holding on to gold this whole time, for example, companies in gold, or do you go in and out? I know there's been a pullback of recent with gold. Do you stay in even through the dips, or are you risk adverse and cut it tight with your profits and then rather wait to re-enter?
So for the majority of the game, we have been invested in gold-related companies, gold mining companies. And since the beginning of the game, we've held firm in our positions in the gold mining companies, as even if there have been dips like from day to day, that is most of the time due to company shareholders simply taking profits for the day. We make sure that if a price drops, we make sure it's not related, if it's related to, say, if economic policies have changed in the world or if conflicts have lessened. And recently, as you've said, gold did take a price drop recently, with the reason being that economic policies in the US changed, which were not in favor of gold. And because of the reason being a global financial policy, we decided to sell out of gold when that happened in order to prevent our portfolio from bleeding dry.
Wow.
From too severe losses.
Interesting. And,
Wow.
you talk about global events. The Fed is talking tonight. It does affect the gold price. Are you bullish or very conservative on gold, or do you think we're going to see another upturn coming up soon?
Well, looking at the charts recently, gold mining company shares have seen a small increase from yesterday, and today they have been increasing. So we are also speculating that hopefully from the conference today, the policies will loosen, and because of that, gold's price will increase. So basically, our strategy is riding on the decision today that'll be made today as to whether gold's price will increase or if it will maybe not start flatlining or even decrease. So today is an important.
And Nicholas, based on this, you obviously monitoring the scoreboard continuously. Do you think that the top teams are also in commodities, or do you think they're in other sectors? What is your take on that?
Speculator particularly, when the gold price dropped, and obviously we lost growth because of that, we did notice that other teams in the top five also had similar growth losses. So I do feel that there are other companies in the top five that are in commodities, but have their portfolios mixed, I would say, because even when gold is dropping, they still, on certain days, were getting net positive growths. So I do believe that there is a mixture in some of the top portfolios or teams. Sorry.
Fantastic. Klubi, maybe you want to chip in there?
You know what I'm
Or
finding?
would you like me to continue?
Let me just chip in for a second, and then you can continue. It's nice just to take a back seat and listen to two really like experts on the field. What I'm liking about him is like his use of jargon, and he sounds so relaxed and eloquent. Do you think that because this is the second time, Ralph and Nicholas, you can answer for yourself, this is the second time in the winner's seat, that it's given him like a sense of, okay, I know what strategies that are working for me now? Or is it still a touch and go when it comes to taking risks and, you know, kind of changing strategies? Nicholas or Ralph, you can answer that. I'm just very curious about that.
Maybe, go ahead, Nicholas.
Okay, thank you. I'd say, so for our strategy, since it doesn't revolve around small price changes on the daily, but rather large events, it kind of gives us that security in that
Yes.
if we know that the fundamental principles of our strategy
Yes.
are still like holding,
Yes.
like for example, the pandemic's still really bad, for example. If that is still happening, it means that gold and our strategy and the companies we're invested in will ultimately still grow, even though they may drop, say, 4% in a day.
I'm happy with that.
You know,
I'm happy with that, Ralph. Over to you.
Yeah, the key thing is it's obviously been a couple of months now, so you've been able to see that strategy play out, and you're bearing the fruits of it being in the top two positions overall. And so, yeah, it's clearly has been working for the team, and it's fantastic to see the percentage return within 6 months. It's really been amazing, the growth that you've been able to do, Nicholas, and your team. Are we able to go on to some of the graphs and maybe actually see his position, and maybe we can just have a look at that? I'm not sure if we could do that.
Do you know what I think we should do, Ralph? I think we have a moment just to touch base with the teacher. I think we're just having a problem with the girls, just to get their point of view from MP Stars, and that's from Umpumeleka Secondary School. There we go. Hello, teacher.
Hi,
How are you, teacher? What's your name? I'm not going to call you teacher the whole episode. What's your name, sir?
my name is Bongani Mtsweni.
Molo Putbongani. So are you going to speak with the girls on behalf of the girls?
Sorry?
Are you going to speak just about playing a part of the MP Stars? Tell us about your girls.
Oh, this is Queen Nokbonga Puta and her Patience Kabini. They are doing grade 11 here in Pumelo Secondary School.
Are you proud?
So,
Yes?
yeah, I'm here. I'm from here. I'm from Pumelo Secondary School. So we came to their class early this year to tell them about the competition, and they were interested in joining the competition. So there's other one from the team. There are 3 of them in the team, but the other one is not here because of some personal reasons. But they are only 3 in the team.
So is the school in general interested in these games, or how did these girls separate themselves and become winners of the JSE Investment Challenge?
Okay, I think like because of taking the risk since the start of the lockdown, because most of the shares were very low from the start of the in the beginning of March and April. So our strategy is because last year I was in at Rhodes University, then we were taught by Ralphs. Then I came here again in the school to teach the school about the challenge. So the strategy that Ralph told me and what I taught the learners it was like we need to firstly focus on growth, on getting growth, because the market is unpredictable. Since it was during the lockdown, the market was too unpredictable. So what we did is we said let's focus first on growth, because we can because so that after when you get growth you can then collect income, because income we can easily predict income, like because from interest and dividends you can easily predict that.
What do you think the girls or young people, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Having a glass of water, enjoy. What do you think that young people really enjoy? And the girls are laughing. What do you think that young people really enjoy and really gain from playing this challenge, Booty? Like, what do they learn about themselves and the world?
Okay. First, playing this challenge, I think it's a great opportunity. For from my experience, for instance, from when I was doing like I was still here in high school, I didn't know anything about
Yes,
shares. The
yes,
only thing that I did, because I was doing accounting, I knew that there was dividends, but
yes.
how the dividends works or how they were declared, I didn't know anything about that. So I think from them, learning about these challenges from here in high school, I think like they get more knowledge even when they go out in the city or anywhere. If they can go to a workplace, they know that how to use money, or if they get like some bursaries, they know how to use their allowances. They will not spend, let's say, all of the allowances on something that they don't need, but they will know how to manage their funds. And that's the first thing I think that they can learn about this challenge. And I think maybe in the future they can be interested even in trading shares, and maybe to make more money out of the market itself.
I love that answer. That's all about wealth creation. And this is why we really encourage and motivate people from every walk of life, as you can see, that the JSE Investment Challenge as Uputi and the wonderful teacher and Bumalela's High School, and I think the mentor of MP Stars has so beautifully articulated that it really is a game with no boundaries, especially as we can see from the girls' gender boundaries. Ralph, thank you so much, Puti. And MP Stars, you will say goodbye at the end of the show. I want to speak to the girls. I demand to speak to the winners. But we're going to cut back to Ralph just to tell us more that this is exactly the purpose, the vision, and the mission of the JSE Investment Challenge. Over to you, Ralph.
Thank you, Chloe. It's such an amazing story.
Yeah.
That the school from Mpumalanga is doing so well. We're going to be looking at the graphs just now, but you can see that they haven't got just one team in the top five. They've got multiple, and it's really encouraging to see the impact that when just how then just and be able to learn more about the stock market. And we encourage the teachers out there that are watching, get connected, speak to us. We're very happy to try and help train you, get yourself prepared for being able to help the classes out there. And next year, if any of the teachers out there listening would love to actually get the training, we're more than willing to sit down and be able to help you understand about the stock market, because as much as the learners are learning, some of the teachers would like to also have this knowledge, and that's what we're there for, to be able to assist you.
We're all here to learn. the JSE will provide you, your school, and the teachers with a great support structure. Don't go away. We'll see you after the break. Hello, everybody. My name is Hlubi Mboya Arnold, and welcome back to the JSE Investment Challenge. If you have just joined us for the very first time, this is the JSE Financial Literacy Flagship Show, and you can find out more about us on our website, specifically for the Schools Challenge, and that is schools@jse.co.za. For those of you who've been hanging out with us from the beginning of the show, you've just seen the winners of our Schools Monthly Challenge, and that is Nicholas Bowers from the Speculator portfolio, and that is from Redham House in Durbanville. We'll get back to you in a moment, Nick. And then we have the beautiful teacher, thank you so much, Booty, from Umpumelelo Secondary School, with the winners of that being MP Stars. Say hello, Ngane. Say hello, girls. That is Nokubonga Bunga and Patience Kabini. Hi, girls. Thank you, Puti, so much for this really, really great advice of why it's so important to start them young. Okay, so this part of the show, Rolf and I will be going through a couple of graphs that I think that we're all interested in. Rolf, I hand it over to you.
Great. If we can go and look at the income portfolio for the monthly competition, we can be able to just see the graphs and see what how they've been doing. If that is able to come up, there we go. So
Okay.
You've got your MP Stars.
Yes.
And that's the team that is currently we're chatting to.
Yes.
And you can see how they've been doing. That's the July up until July. There's still one more monthly competition, so it's all up for grabs. Those who'd like to try and win the monthly competition.
Congratulations,
we can go on to the next.
Stars. Yes.
Yes. Let's go on to the next one, being the equity monthly competition there. And that's Matter ACCP.
Yes.
In fact, that's one of the schools
Yes.
that we had last month with the Bazaar Investors.
Yes.
So a big shout out to them. I'm sure they're even watching. And then you've got the last one, the Speculator, which we've got obviously Nicholas
at the top.
part of.
Yes, yes. Profits
and
of
that's
profit.
profits of profit.
Yes.
Let's just see how they've been performing. That's just the percentage, monthly percentage amount. And so, yeah, he's still ahead there on the monthly one. But I'm sure for Nicholas, it's really probably more important about the annual competition. So we can go and look at the annual charts, starting with income again. And then we've got MP against all odds sitting in position number 1. And they are there. Looks like they're quite ahead of everyone else, but that's great. Then you've got the equity annual game. So let's go look at that one. Nicholas, do you think you'll be able to beat CETT?
The difference between us and them are very close, but let's see what happens. We still have like a few weeks left of the competition, so anything can happen, really.
Anything can happen in the investment challenge, everybody. Anything. Back to you, Rolf.
Yeah, I know it's exciting times, and I love watching the scoreboard because they chop and change position first and second, especially when very competitive. Let's go on to the Speculator portfolio for the annual competition. Okay, and you've got Jason's Wealth in position number 1. Number 2, again, Nicholas, Profits of Profit. And again, you can see how close. In
How
fact,
close, yeah.
And Nicholas just changed positions there in the annual game,
Yeah,
right? In in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But let's see how he does.
Thank you so much,
That's
Wealth.
fantastic. So
Yes.
yeah, I'd like to actually go through one or two of the questions that I'm seeing coming up on the Facebook Live chat area. So those that are watching, they've been asking one or two questions around indices. That is the topic for today. So do you mind if I go ahead and read one or two of the questions?
I would love it. I would love it.
Yeah. So, so we've got Imbongisen. He said, are the indices market movement mostly predicted through technical analysis or fundamental analysis? And maybe I should just firstly explain to everyone what really is indices,
please,
or an index. So it's made up of a basket of shares. You've got basically the companies are then put into these different baskets by the stock exchange, and so therefore in our case we've got the all share index, which is made up plus minus, it varies. Right now it's probably sitting at about 150 companies. Of the 350 companies, these make up the all share index, 150 of them. And they're really ranked by market cap, meaning the size of the company. And they're in this basket, and there's review time that we will then look at it every quarter. So the next review is, I think, the third Thursday, or at least the third Thursday of September, and again the third Thursday of December. And these companies are then looked at and seen whether they still make up the requirements to be part of the all share. And I always like to explain to everyone that the all share really is the heartbeat of the JSE. So you take all these companies, you put them in together, and every day you are able to. All it's doing is it's measuring how well the companies as a group have done. And every day it's really telling you, is the JSE going up or is the JSE going down? And you then can compare it to other stock exchanges, other countries. Like, for example, about 5 minutes to 8 every evening when you're watching the news, maybe SABC, whatever you're watching, you'll see the market indicators, and they'll talk about the all share. The all share really is the top 150 plus minus right now companies on the JSE, and what are they doing as a collective? How well are they going up or down? And you would then compare it to the likes of the S&P 500, which is the top 500 companies in America listed on the exchanges there. Or you've got the Dow Jones. Again, that's the top 30 biggest companies in America. So when you compare the indices, you're then able to see, okay, well, the American markets are going up currently versus our all share. What is our all share doing? And so it's a nice way of being able to see how well they're doing. So getting back to the question is, are they moved by technical or fundamental analysis? And I would really just say, because they're a collective, they're a basket, there are obviously big companies within that basket. And it's really about the buying and selling pressure on that. And I wouldn't really say it's necessarily technical. It's more about what are the companies, the bigger companies in that index, because a market cap weighted index is really weighted according to how big the companies are. So the bigger companies have a bigger weighting in the index, which then makes them move in a certain direction depending on those big companies. So in for example, on the JSE, you've got the likes of Naspers, and those are that's a big company, and it has a big influence on the direction of the actual all share index. And there's another question I saw that's on the actual chat there. It asked basically asking, can we invest directly with these indices? And it's a fantastic question, and that's why I love to talk about this topic, because you can go and buy the basket instead of buying an individual company. You don't know which company to buy. You can go and buy the whole basket as a collective, and you'll be owning all those companies in a group, and you can buy them. So there are different products out there, like for example, the Satrix 40, which you get the top 40 biggest companies. But that's the topic we're actually going to explore in our final episode of the monthly competition winning next month. We will explore exchange traded funds, which really track these indices. So it will be great for everyone to be able to understand indices. And really, in a nutshell, it's a basket that is just measuring the daily performance of what is happening on the stock market.
I find all of this, Ralph, fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I've got goosebumps. It's exciting. You test yourself, you test your characters, but at the end of the day, it's not your real hard-earned cash. So it's always about a journey, and it's always about an adventure. So thank you so much for the topic of today. Hopefully we'll continue with that tomorrow. And don't forget, tomorrow, do join us again, because we've got the university challenge winners. So Ralph, as we wrap up this segment of the show, can people still register for the challenge?
Yes, they most definitely can. And so anyone that's listening, as long as the 18th of September hasn't passed, you can still participate. After the 18th, the game's officially finished. And again, we'll start up again in January, February, when you can get involved and sign up. I'd encourage anyone that has been listening and say you're missing out now, you can, as long as you registered at any high school or college or university. We've got something for you to actually learn about the stock markets and understand finance.
So when we come back, we'll be revealing our randomly selected JSE hamper winner. Don't go away. Welcome back to the JSE Investment Challenge. This is the Schools Challenge, where we earlier revealed our winners. My name is Mboya Arnold, and you are joined by our JSE tech expert in the house, and that is Ralph Spears. I couldn't do the show without him. I don't know if you've been here with us from 2 o'clock, but let me tell you something. I've learned so much, and I hope that kind of spilled over to you in your investment journey. Ralph, please again, remind us how we can register for the JSE Investment Challenge.
Yeah. So all you do is go to schools.jsc.co.za, click on register, find your school, and fill in your details, and you can immediately start participating.
Okay, and our final words from our wonderful school monthly winners. Let me find them again. Are you with us, Nicholas? And he is from Team Profits of Profits, and he's our 2-time monthly winner. Hello, and we're going to MP Stars, and our JSE investment crew is right there in Goederede in Mpumalanga, live with the MP Stars, and that's the teacher in the middle, the very, very supportive teacher with no kubonga, no patience. Hey, so can we just have, yes, girls, I want to hear from you now, okay? Can you tell us what you love most about the JSE Investment Challenge? Let's start with Nokubonga. Tell us one thing you love most about it.
And what I love about JSE is because it teaches us a lot of things and how to invest and how to make more money. Yeah. And before you buy a shares, you must see if that company is iphansi or
Yes.
then azokhuphuka nemali yakho, but noma uwathenga angeke wazi ukuthi azokwehla nawe or azokhuphuka nawe.
Oh, ndiyajabula uva ngawe. Okay, patience. Ndifuna ujabula. Ndijabulise. tell us what you love most about being a winner of the JSE Investment Challenge Monthly School Challenge.
What I like the most about JSE is that it teaches us a lot about trading and making more money. And it teaches us a lot about working with people and so forth. Yeah.
Thank you so much, dear Jabula. You see, for everyone who's watching, the JSE Challenge brings out something deep within all of us. Teacher, please can you tell us what you love most about this JSE Investment Challenge being accessible to ingane zethu, abantu bethu?
What I like, as they said, like it teaches you more about the market. That's what I like the most, because I think there's more to learn in the market, and I think there's more potential when you know like what's happening in the market, other than like focusing on the 9 to 5 job only.
Yeah.
But you can like do like trading as a side job, or know more about the economy as a whole. Because if you are in trading in these shares, like you need to research more
Absolutely.
about this companies, and that means you gain more knowledge about what's happening in business and in economy as well.
So congratulations to Mpumalelo Secondary School, and this is the second time the school has produced winners, and that is Unokubunga Buddha and their teacher. And the second MP star is Patience Kabini. Congratulations, girls. And that is straight from Goederede in Mpumalanga, where our JSE investment team and crew is shooting live because the show must go on. Congratulations. Now let's cross over to Nicholas, and that is our 2-time monthly winner from Redham House, Durbanville. Nicholas, what have you learned most about yourself playing the JSE Investment Challenge?
I would say that the game has really taught my team and myself that if you like set a plan in motion, whether it does the if you have any steps you have to follow for your plan, if things start going slightly wrong, you shouldn't be too worried, as if the foundations of your plan are still true, then things should work out in the end.
Wonderful, wonderful. And your last words of encouragement, of motivation to those who want to start their first step in investing, Nicholas?
I'd say understanding reasons why shares move is crucial, as not only does it stop you from panicking if a share goes down and then immediately selling, and then only have it rise even higher than it was the following day. That is also a good reason, as well as when you are investing in the long term, knowing how shares move helps when to buy shares and also when to sell shares effectively.
Thank you so much, Nicholas, and we've learned so much from both of you, and that is Mpumelelo Secondary School MP Stars, and that is our 2-time monthly winner, Nicholas Bowers from Reading House in Durbanville. Congratulations to our school monthly winners. We are so proud of you. Thank you for being a beacon of light and a beacon of brightness when it comes to financial investing and the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. So in closing, I would just like to say that our JSE prize winner is Mbongiseni Sienga. Mbongiseni Sienga. Congratulations on being this month's JSE hamper. Our team will get in contact with you shortly. Ralph, over to you, your final and closing words for this session.
Yeah, I'd just like to encourage everyone out there, stay inquisitive, keep on asking questions. There's a whole team at the JSE that's willing to assist you and be able to help you on this journey. not only this year, next year, but also in real life. And so therefore, just keep on asking those questions, and hopefully over time you'll gain enough knowledge to make those wise and important decisions with your finance. And so thank you for listening, and thank you for being part of this.
Thank you, Ralph Spears. And just a reminder that our JSE Hamper Prize winner is Mbongeseni Siyenga. Congratulations to you. And from me, Subimboya Arnold, I hope you had a great time, because I had a fantastic time. We will see all of you again tomorrow for the University Challenge and reveal those winners to you. But I think that we've got something very special up our sleeves for tomorrow. So do tune in with us at the JSE Investment Challenge at 2 o'clock on Facebook. And as I always like to wrap the greatest interest. Stay safe and save lives, and see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.